Dr. Patterson, thank you for taking time to speak with us. I know you are the newest member of the physician team here at Brookwood Women's Health, but really you're a veteran at helping women with their OBGYN needs, particularly here in Alabama. Would you take a minute to talk about your journey in the medical profession?
Sure. So originally, kind of going to college, my plan was mathematics. So I have a pure math degree with plans at that time to get a PhD in math. But God just kind of changed my pattern, introduced me to some people, completely changed the path. So just try to have your own plan. He will change it every time. And he did. And I ended up with a random job in the pre-med office at Mississippi State and ended up getting interested in medicine and pursued that. Still got my master's in math, but pursued my pre-med stuff on the side. Taught high school while I finished my master's. My husband was a coach at that time. And so before we applied to medical school, then applied, thought if I get in, great. If not, we'll see. Got in that very first interview in time. And so then entered medical school and thought I'd be a cardiologist. The only medicine background in my entire family was my dad had a major heart attack at the age of 33, the first one. And so I just thought, well, that's all I know about is the heart. But in medical school, fell in love with OBGYN. It was my last rotation as a third year. And so it kind of incorporated surgical aspect with continuity of care, like family docs and internists, where you get to know a person and their entire family and go with them through the kind of journey of life. And then it was delivering babies was like the bow on top of a Christmas package at the very end. So it was everything I loved about every aspect of medicine that I had already seen. So it was just an easy decision. And then from there, did residency training at UAB here in Birmingham, where we kind of found our home, and excellent training, second to none. And then took a detour back toward Mississippi, which was my home. And then we found our way back to Alabama. So kind of a long, convoluted story of we're back and we're very glad to be back.
Oh, that is awesome. Well, in terms of your work with patients, what is I guess the favorite thing about your career?
You know, I've thought about that a lot, and I would have answered it differently at different aspects of life and career. But I really think the single best thing is that continuity of care, that you see women and they trust you from the very beginning sometimes as teenagers or first-time moms, and they stay with you throughout that, the life changes that you all go through and you kind of go through together. So that probably is my most favorite part. My favorite part, I guess, about the medicine part, the actual workload part, would probably be surgery. I always loved surgery, even in medical school, and that's what drew me into this particular field too, was that it kind of has the best of all worlds.
So the type of surgical procedures that you perform here at Brookwood?
So we do anything really in female health. Of course, hysterectomy, anything related to tubes and ovaries, pelvic floor. So like bladder prolapse, uterine prolapse, those are the majority. And then of course, cesarean sections in the obstetric world.
Well, I know that you're the mom of two teenage girls. Has that helped you in terms of being able to relate to your younger patients?
Absolutely. So, life experience teaches us the most, really. And so just seeing them grow in the issues that they encounter, even though we encountered them too, it's different when it's your child. You have a different perspective and aspect, and then you can bring that to that patient and kind of get an idea from their perspective where they are. So I think that definitely helps. And it has taught me lots of patience. So that has helped as well in all aspects.
Absolutely. Well, in terms of, being wife and mom and having a career, how do you balance that? Would there be advice that you would share with other women as it regards to that?
That is a very good question too. And I have to say I give a lot of credit for being able to manage that balance to a great husband, married 26 years. And he's a football coach. So he's busy too, especially during football season, high school football. But he helps a lot. We have family that can step in and help some. They do not live here, but they will drive 2.5 hours over. My aunt is here currently as we speak. She came to spend 4 nights because my husband's on a hunting trip. So you just reach out and have friends and family to help. But I think priorities, that work is always a priority, patients are a priority, but as a mom, and patients understand that when you're a mom too, those children in life factors take priority. And I think it gives you some perspective that keeps work in the right balance. It defines us, it's who we are, but it's not who we are on the inside too. So family kind of helps balance and make sure everything comes together nicely.
And is, in terms of your faith and how that relates to career and balancing.
You know, truthfully, that is the center of all. So I'll get a little bit emotional talking about it, and I apologize for that, but faith is the most important thing to me. He's the reason I'm doing what I'm doing, and I love what I'm doing. I love being able to pray with patients before surgeries. I always ask permission, and it just gives a sense of comfort to myself and to them that they know where I stand and who's over all. And as far as balance, yes, it really helps keep focus. The Bible teaches family is important, and it's supposed to be, and it helps make you not feel guilty when you make those choices to make family important. I think it shapes how we treat others. So in the medical profession, too often we get, I guess jaded is the best word I can come up with off the top of my head, but from situations, from frustrations with dealing with, patient volume or insurance or trouble with getting hospital care that we need. But when you have that background of faith and you treat people with kindness and respect every time, because that's what Jesus did, then I think patients can see that too, and that makes them have a better connection with you. So 1000% it has shaped every bit of being of who I am.
Awesome. Thank you so much for taking time to talk with us.
Absolutely.